What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Al, aka Midway. About to get this show started, man. Father's Day show. We're here, episode 16. Tune in. Let's go. Oh, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. What is this? Let me do some quick checks, as always, to make sure we are live, up and running. To make sure that the sound and everything is good. You know, I do my own personal test, but we got to make sure it sounds good on your end, like it sounds good on mine. You heard me? So that's what we're doing right now. About to check the feed. You guys should have got a notification that we're going live. If you have not gotten a notification when you're watching this show, please go to the Facebook and the YouTube pages and make sure you click on that follow and subscribe button and hit the notification bell. You know, y'all, this is social media area. Y'all know how to use that stuff, man. The bell lets you know when we go live. Make sure you hit the bell, then hit all notifications, so that way you see all the notifications. It's not just the notifications for this show, but notifications for everything. Anyway, I said notifications about 22 times in 3 sentences. Well, yeah, let me make sure we straight. How y'all doing, by the way? Out there, if you want to stream, man, please tune in. I got the number 4 in my chat feed. We got to do something about that there. Right. Oh man, it is cold as hell outside here in the city, man. Let me see. Why we not live, big dog? We supposed to be live, man. We probably are, and I don't even know it. They got my Warzone stream up here. Anyway, I'm just gonna assume we live. If we're not live, we just, you know, this show is always recorded. I'll just post it after the event. Anyway, how y'all doing, man? Game Time Midway right here. Midway, Al, whatever you want to call me, host of the Father's Day show, man. A very important show to me that I love from the heart. Something I started in my brain, something that I use as therapy to release all this pent up fatherism that's all up inside me, man. Show can get serious. Show can be silly. Show can be entertaining. Show can be dull. Show can be informative. This show covers a lot of different topics in a lot of different ways, but all around the topic of fatherhood. When it comes to things about us as fathers in general, how we live our lives, how we communicate with our kids, how we raise our kids, anything that got to do with being a father, period. This show is about that. We also cover current events, something I love to do as well, man. I try to keep the current event stuff small to focus more on the fatherhood content, but at the same time, you know, I got to give the audience what they need. Some people want to talk about Father's Day stuff, but we also want to hear about what's going on in the world right now. Before we get started into the main topic, man, like I said, be sure to follow the show on Facebook. Go to Facebook, and in the search bar you can type in @Father's Day Podcast, or you can just go directly to the page and type in Father's Day Show. It'll bring you right up to the page, as you can see in the bottom left hand corner right here, whatever that is for y'all. You'll see a red FD emblem, red and black FD emblem. That is our page. I think there's another Father's Day show or Father's Day page or something like that out there, but to follow this one, Father's Day show, red, black and red FD emblem. Also on YouTube, this is very important. YouTube, you have to go to the SPMediaTV channel page. The way you do that, you go to YouTube, type in the search bar SPMediaTV, click on the channel page, right? It brings you to the channel page, click on the playlist, and go to the Father's Day content right there, man. That's how you do that on YouTube. If you're feeling generous and you want to help the show grow, you want to help the show just get some bread, please be sure to go to the Cash App SPMediaTV. Cash App SPMediaTV. All funds go to that show. All funds will go to the development of this show. That is the company that I own that runs this media production. It is a one-man crew. I do all the editing, all the filming, all the recruiting, all the setting up, the breaking down, the audio, everything. I do 100% of everything SP Media. And the money, I can use that to hire people to help delegate some of these tasks that I have to do, because I also have a regular life. And if you were paying attention to the show last year, we took a 2.5, almost 3-month break at the end of the year, because life and everything going on was interfering with production, interfering with creativity, interfering with desire to continue and everything, man. And I want to be able to like outsource some of the things I do from time to time, as well as, you know, have guests. I'm having guests on and everything like that, but I want to put some money in their pocket just for giving their time to me, to coming out and helping me develop this show as well. We got some stuff coming up this year, man. 2020, man. We're definitely going to be growing. Anyway, man, last episode, or if you want to donate to my Cash App too, it's AlvinPerson. Cash App Alvin, the number sign AlvinPerson. I have all that stuff in the descriptions tab. Please be sure to go down to the descriptions and get all the information. It should be there, and if it's not there, just watch this video back if you feel. Last episode, man, I addressed, it was entitled New Year, New Depression. New Year, same depression. I went over the reason why I took a break. I kind of just briefed it just now, but I went over in a little bit more detail as to why I took a break, what was going on with me, also what I was doing during that break to help implement this show. I mean, that I can implement into the show to make it grow and be better for the new year. It's not necessarily a relaunch, but it's definitely a rethinking of the brand and what I want to do with it to help this show grow. Let me address my chat right quick. My chat is kind of bleeding off on my other monitors and stuff like that. I can't really see half the doggone screen. All right, man. Also, guys, thank you for tuning in live, man. The people that are watching live, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you giving your time to me, because this is NFL playoff time, man. If your team ain't in it, you're sitting about like me right now. You know, my team is I don't know what your team is, but my team is the Carolina Panthers, man. I'm a Carolina dude all day. You know, Tar Heels, 49ers, got Charlotte Knights, doggone. Everything hometown is where Bobcats. I know they're not there no more. It's the Hornets, but I like saying Bobcats to, you know, sprinkle a little bit of, you know, history on people. You know what I'm saying? It was a good and bad time. You know what I'm saying? Miss you, Kemba Walker. Do your thing, big dog. But yeah, my hometown kid. My team, you know, the Panthers. We, good God Almighty, boy bless his spirit. We got demolished all season. Now here's the thing when it comes to me and football. I'm a diehard Panther fan from top to bottom, right? But I've been, you know, I knew everything about what's going on with the organization, everything that's going on with the players, the season, everything, until 2016. During the and I don't want to touch on it too much because y'all probably don't care about this, boy. But when, you know, the Kaepernick stuff was going on, the protesting, some stuff happened here in the city that took national news, went viral like crazy, and with Keith Scott, and it touched home, man, because the stuff that was happening to us in the street happened here. People that look just like me, big, black, and dreaded up, you know what I'm saying, with the Anthony Hamilton syndrome beard, you know what I'm saying, with the beard that don't connect all the way. You know what I'm saying? They was popping us, man. So I took a break from the league until I saw them make a change and address the issues and not just brush Kaepernick under the rug like that. And so I just, this year is the most football I've ever watched. I think I watched like maybe 3 games front to back, maybe. And during those, you know, those games, it felt hella uncomfortable because I hadn't watched football in a while. The only person I knew, Cam Newton's first game back was the first game I watched. Probably 3 full quarters of the 4-quarter gameplay. I probably watched a little bit to a couple games before that, like game 1 through 5 or whatever. Anyway, that's enough of that rambling. But my team ain't in it. I hope your team is in it. I got a dude I play with because I'm also a streamer. I stream Call of Duty under Game Time Midway, no spaces. GAMETIME MIDWAY. Check me out. But your boy gets down sometime. But check out your boy Big Chief Puff Puff. He's on Twitch right now. He's a streamer now. I like what he's doing, man. He's funny dude. He got skills behind the controller too, man. Check him out. But his team, he from Cincinnati, so you know his team is the Bengals, and he getting down because them boys is doing good. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I'm gonna leave that alone because I don't want to run this show too much. Also, as the show goes on, I want to touch on this real quick, guys. I don't want to say I got a speech impediment, but I got a speech impediment. Or I talk real fast, and I got to watch that. Plus, I also stutter. So you know, funk with me, cause I gotta focus on this, man. So just gotta pay attention. Plus, I got Japanese eyes, and this eye right here ain't got no meat underneath the eye from a car accident while I shattered my orbital bone in my face a year ago. But you know, God on my side, He know my heart. Anyway. Today's topic on the Father's Day show, I'm gonna be in and out. I try to keep my show between 45 minutes to an hour long, because I know y'all time is valuable. New platform, you know what I'm saying? We trying to grow. Hope you guys enjoy the content. If you don't, leave in the comments. If you do, leave in the comments. Also, write the page on Facebook. If you got topics you want us to cover, guests you want me to have, or articles you want me to read, to check up on, please leave all this stuff in the comment box. You can message the page on Facebook. I answer them back within 24 to 48 hours. Also, you know, leave a comment down in the chat, whatever. Today's topic, Daddy Day sucks. All right. So this is what made me want to talk about this topic today. Well, I have a lot of topics, but I want to talk about this one today because I talk to my children. My children don't live with me, right? But I talk to my children regularly, and I got an army. And I'm considered the fun dad, right? So I like to engage with my kids on more than just a parenting level, but I like to interact with them on a non-social media level of fun, because social media got our kids messed up in the head a little bit to where they think the only fun that can come is through a tablet or a phone or a TV or something like that, right? So I engage, and thank you for tuning into the show, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Today's topic, if you just come in, it's called Daddy Day Sucks. We're covering issues around Daddy Day, you know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, my children and I have a real good bond, right? So I'm the fun dad. I'm the dad that like to get with my children and pick at them. I do, even to this day. I got teenagers, but I go up to them with the little cross-eyed hands and do all the monster stuff like that. And my oldest son be like, he have his tablet, right? My oldest son be like, Dad, stop it. Dad, stop it. Oh my God, Dad, it's goofy now. It's goofy. I'm like, man, I don't give a damn, cuz. You my little soldier, bro. You gonna laugh at the monster. I'm gonna eat your gut. I said, I'm gonna eat your gut. Anyway, that's too personal. Let me get focused. So I'm the fun dad, right? And when it comes to interacting with our kids, I want to cover this topic because it's a lot of parents out there, a lot of dads out there that's going through what can we do to engage with our kids outside of just parenting, outside of discipline, outside of just being the normal parent, especially for those like me where your children don't necessarily live with you. When your kids come over to visit and you spend time, whether it's summertimes, birthdays, spring breaks, or just regular weekends, you try to compact that time with them with as much memories and stuff that'll stick with them as much as you can. For me, I do a lot of conversating with my kids, but I don't want to overload them with too much parenting, and then they go back home and they just release in the game or something to forget everything you say. So Daddy Day, we need to make Daddy Day as powerful as we can while not overloading the children. So that's why the topic came up in my head, because it was my children been talking to me all the time about fun and all this stuff, and it just got me thinking, man, what other dudes out there are doing? So I'm gonna go over my notes, right? 1, what is Daddy Day? And again, thank y'all for tuning in, because you don't have to be here. Like I said, I don't want to waste your time. The show's not gonna go too long, between 45 minutes to an hour. So thank y'all for tuning in. What is Daddy Day, right? So I went to a site. I started doing a little bit of research on it and see if there was some stuff out there, right? And I come across this site called Wonder Dads. And when I started this show, it wasn't much resources out there. I didn't find too many resources where dads could go to get information about how to be a better dad or how to deal with the dilemmas all that stuff. And that's partially why I created this show, because I want a platform where dads can come and vent, dads can come and grow, dads can come and communicate ideas and all that nonsense, right? So what is Daddy Day? According to wonderdad.com, it says here, one of the best ways to spend quality time with your kids is setting up a dad day or a daddy day, depending on the age of your kids, where you schedule a set day and time each month to do something together. It can be anything from making Sunday morning breakfast together to leaving 2 hours early on Wednesday afternoon to be with your kids when they get out of school, or something as simple as just a movie, right? So Daddy Day, you know, is self-explanatory. It's basically where you spend time with your children and you know, just create some activities for them and have some fun memories or whatnot. So that's pretty much what Daddy Day is. Where the next topic though is, where does Daddy Day come from? Now, that's something that I don't necessarily know personally, but colloquially, I believe it comes from basically dads just having a lack of bonding with their, you know, with their children, and they want to create I guess some moments of memories, like I said, some moments of happiness, some moments to just get it in with your father to create that bonding experience. Maybe, I believe it probably comes from an excuse just for the man to have some kid fun. You know, I know me, I'm a big kid, so, and my children are like the light of my life. So I like to do ridiculous stuff with my children just so I can get out the inner child in me too, because there's nothing like seeing your children having fun and engaging with you in their, I guess, in that moment of bliss, I guess we can say, because my son and I, my oldest, he has this thing for video games, and I happen to have the same affinity. So me and him will be chilling and just relaxing and having a little basic conversation. But as soon as I mention the Xbox, as soon as I mention anything that got to do with some digital entertainment, the boy light up. You know what I'm saying? So, but we'll spend a whole day playing games, board games, but especially video games as well, because that's what he like to do, and I like to do it, and it creates this bonding experience. You know what I'm saying? So that's some of the things that that's kind of, I guess, what Daddy Day comes from. Could be, maybe, well, guys just want to have fun. On to the next topic, man. So today's topic was Daddy Day sucks, and I kind of came up with that because we might not necessarily know how to create a positive experience for our kids when it comes to their bonding and Daddy Day creation, and here are some of the reasons why, right? So the first one I have is, we may have never had it growing up. I don't want to say necessarily personally I haven't had fun with my dad. My dad was into race cars, he was into motorcycle racing, engines and stuff like that, right? So as a guy growing up, a young child growing up with an affinity for my father, I began to like motorcycles. I used to draw motorcycles all the time. I used to draw racing events all the time, and it got me engaged in that life. So if you never had that growing up, when you have children and you want to be in their life, you tend to want, I guess, to reproduce what you may have never had or never had to its completeness, and you want to just experience that in your child's life, except now you from the father's perspective, right? Also, why might it suck? You might just be disconnected from your children. You know what I'm saying? You, as a parent, you may know how to guide them, motivate them, show them the right way and all of that good stuff, but you may be disconnected with them on a personable level. And when it comes to trying to have fun on Daddy Day, you might be trying to do things with them that they just may not be interested in, and that may create a terrible experience for your children. But you over here trying your best to get it done and not knowing what the hell is going on. You might just be having a disconnected experience from your children, man. And so be aware of that. Also, man, okay, I went on the website, right? Let me check this one out right here. So follow me over here. Where we at? Let me get full focus. All right, so on this website right here, michaelrucker.com, right? Michael Rucker, he's a PhD. I'm not sure what he got his PhD in, but he does. You can check him out on Twitter. I read some of his information, man. He has some good stuff out there. I think he has a book on, what is it called? A book on the habit of fun. You can check that book out. I haven't read it personally, but it looks entertaining. It looks like something that would definitely help you out. Excuse me. When it comes to having some fun in your life. Anyway, on his website, he has an article on here written in 2017 called "Kids Aren't Fun and What to Do About It." I read this article and something stood out to me, right? This part right here on why Daddy Day might suck. It says, let me bring it down so y'all can see it. United States plus kids equals suck. And nothing fits that information, you know, as this statement right here does. And one of the main things it mentions, it talks about the comparison of parental tools in America versus other parts of the world. So one of the things we have here in America is this lack of information, lack of learning. And thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate that, because you don't have to be here, and I say that all the time. I thank you. In America, one thing I really focus on is information. I stay trying to learn something new. But in America, our culture thrives off not knowing. You know, the very aspect of trying to get people to learn and research turns them off. Like a show like this, it ain't talking about drama, it ain't talking about nonsense, but talking about just opinions and information about something positive like fatherhood. Ain't gonna get 1,000 views. But what the information that's pertained in it is very helpful. One of the things I found is this research that was done by my mans here shows that countries have better a percentage gap of happiness between parents and the non-parents. There's a bigger gap between the happiness level of non-parents versus parents, but it's due to lack of support, whether it is economic, social, or policy constraints, right? So in other countries, they have better subsidized parenting, subsidized daycare, but we don't have that. They have better tools for parents to get help and advice to help ease the pain of being a parent. Like, you may be going through stress on how to get a kid that's doing bad in school. Over here in America, throw them on pills, right? But what if you're a parent that don't want to do that? In other countries, they have way more different tools to help you get through the troubles of being a parent. So if you don't have those tools from the government, from your society, from your economic standpoint, it may roll over into that time you spend with your children because you're so stressed out on just the day-to-day activities of living and being a parent that when it come down to Daddy Day, you ain't giving it the best effort that you possibly could be because the environment you in ain't ushering that atmosphere, right? And that's what your man Michael Rucker says on his page, man. Like I said, you can check him out, man. He's a pretty good dude. From the lack of stuff the little bit of stuff that I saw. Also, man, moving on, energy levels. Now, for me, I don't think no kid can out energy me. I got energy for days until it get nighttime. Then my energy go down and I want to lay down. Okay. But energy levels, man, when you doing activities with your kids, cheering be uphill with that thing, man. They can go all day, same level, 2,000. We up here 100 at about 15, 20 minutes. Be like, you know what? I want to read a book, because you don't want to be running around with the cheering like that. So you got to be careful when it comes to your Daddy Day experiences, that you're not out here trying to overexert yourself too early, or got you out here doing some rock climbing or go-kart racing and ping pong all before 2:30 in the afternoon. You know, we got testosterone levels they got to maintain. But when you get older, you start getting bosoms and your testosterone drop, your energy level drop. Next thing you know, your Daddy Day start to suck because you over here trying to, Father, what can we do today? You be like, son, I can't even do it, but we can ride bikes and I'll watch. But I can't ride with you. I can watch you though. I can watch you ride a bike, but I can't ride with you, son. I can't ride with you. I can fix your bike if your brakes go out, but I can't ride with you, son. I can't do it. So you over here doing lackadaisical activities because your energy level shot and your cheering is left on empty, right? Last reason, and we'll keep on moving on. They just might not fuck with you like that. Your cheering just might not fuck with you, big dog. You might have some cheering that respect you, that love you, that honor you, but when it come down to entertainment, dog, they ain't messing with you like that. And that kind of touches back on one of my other points when it comes to a disconnect with the children. if your children ain't really messing with you, I did a show, I think it was episode 12 or 13, when I was talking about the estranged parent and how an estranged parent can work their way back into their child's life and the different tools that they could use to help implement that process and make it easier. If your child ain't really messing with you like that, from the surface, there's nothing you can do about it because they're their own individual, especially if you are a parent who's estranged. From the surface, there's nothing you can do about it. But when you start digging deeper, it's all about connecting. Now, one issue that I had with my mom a long time ago, we used to butt heads around. I was like, maybe, I don't want to tell how old I was, but we used to butt heads a lot because she's real stern and stubborn on her stance in life and perspectives like I am. And we used to clash a lot. I screamed at her one time crying, "Mama, you don't love me. I know you're my parent, but you gotta sometimes be my friend and understand me," right? She looked back at me and was like, "I'm your parent. I ain't gotta be your damn friend." Blase, blase, whoop, whoop, whoop. And that hurt me as a kid. Growing up, I started to internalize that and started thinking, you know what? Now that I'm a parent, I don't necessarily have to be my child's friend as long as I take care of them. And that was in the early stages. But as I grew up, became more and more of a parent, started learning more and started trying to understand my children, you can't just understand your child from a parenting standpoint. You got to stay a parent so that you can leave them, but you got to be empathetic to their personalities. You got to be empathetic to their perspective. You got to be empathetic to what they're going through as a child. What's going on, nephew? I mean, Sandy, hey, is the show not live? Can you see the show? I didn't even check to see if the show was live. I was taking up too much time. And y'all give me a quick second. I apologize. Let me do some checks and balances. But like I said, if the show is not live, I will be posting the show right after this. Okay, it says it here. It's titled something else. Why is it titled something that is not? I'm gonna change them titles later on. Anyway, we live. Never mind the title. I gotta change that title later on. I messed up. But what was I talking about? Disconnect, right? So my mom told me I ain't got to be your friend. I'm just gonna be your parent. But when I got older, I thought the same thing at first. But children are going through a lot, especially in today's digital world, where they've been thrown at with so much information. And if we're only trying to be the parent and not trying to understand them on a friend level as well. By friend, I don't necessarily mean my opinion is just an opinion. My opinion is a parenting opinion, so it needs to be respected. But at the same time, we got to be able to listen to our children and understand them for them, not understand them for us, how we see them as a parent. So we got to be able to connect with our kids. If your kid don't fuck with you, he might have a reason. He or she might have a reason not to, because you might not be trying to meet them at their level and understand them and then bring them up another level to where y'all can create a real bonding experience. Bonding is basically two entities or more coming together, right? You can't come together if you don't understand how a person needs to be connected with. So that may be a reason why, your daddy days suck. You ain't connecting with your children the way you need to. All right, so moving on. What can make kids hate it? So what can make kids hate daddy day? It kind of runs into what can make it daddy day suck. But one of the things I have here, it says, like I said, your kids might not fuck with you. So you got to connect with your kids. But I already explained that. Next one, the modern world. This is very important. This is why I put it up here. The modern world has their attention. Think about it. Today's modern world has your kids' attention. This is what can make kids hate daddy day. For the most part, and Cynthia says, as a parent, sometimes we have to become our children's age level to understand their issue at that moment. And that's very big. The fact that she says that, and she my mama's sister, auntie, how mom used to do us, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like it. one particular, you know when we was working at the place, me and you was working together, and I had a big fight. You probably might not remember, but I had a big fight with my mama on the way to work one day, and it was basically due to her not trying to understand me for me. She only wanted to understand me for how she saw me, and just trying to get that across to her. I wasn't trying to say I was right and she was wrong. I was just trying to say, take a damn second to listen to what I'm saying, listen to how I'm feeling, and listen to what I'm going through when it comes to you. I respect you and I love you and I never purposely disrespect you, but you all, as the mother always told me, when you get grown, you ain't got no opinion, you ain't got no say so until you get grown. Well, I was damn near grown. Listening to what you say and how you raised me, I'm respecting what you said. So why, now that I'm older, you still not listening to what I'm trying to tell you? You treating me like a kid. We not bonded. We not connected. You just my parent. I'm just your child. We don't have a bond. We don't have a connection. But anyway, like I said, the modern world has your kids' attention. My son is a very creative young man. He's a very bright individual. And I talk about my son quite a bit because me and him have the closest bond. I've been with him his whole life. I've been with all my kids his whole life. I thought it was a joke. It was stupid. But when he comes over here, he always brings his Nintendo Switch or his Xbox or something like that. Some kind of device. My daughter as well brings a phone. When I'm talking to my children in Greens, that location, they always playing the game on a tablet. So with all this information that's been thrown at our children and all this technology, it's very hard to squeeze in being a parent and having an effect on them that'll last longer than those memorable YouTube videos, because you work in it. This is the science behind it that we as parents may not pay attention to. We just thinking in our own brain, how can we impact our kids? But those devices that they own, those are entire entities that have teams of people creating algorithms and doing research on how they can keep people hooked on that device. And not only are they working constantly on how they can keep me, you, and the kids hooked on that device, but once they get them hooked, they feed them a certain perspective. You may not pay attention to this, but the things you think you know and think you like and think you're into are all your opinion. You get fed a certain thing. Matter of fact, you can test this out. Go on your Facebook and just scroll, right? Go on your homepage and just scroll the news feed. You're gonna see a certain demographic of content. Now get your friend who might be next to you or some stranger, right? And go on they same page, right? Refresh all pages at the same time and scroll together. I guarantee you're gonna see entirely different content. And you can try it with somebody like your son or your mom or somebody close to you, and you would think that y'all have similar interests. Do the same thing. Refresh your page, right? Hold the phones right next to each other. Refresh the page and scroll. On one page, you might hear a person talking a whole bunch about real estate, a whole bunch about business investments. Look at this Google ads that pop up. How to create a startup company. Bazi bazi woo da woo. Click on the next person page, you see shopping ads. You see people talking about, girl, I just bought this new outfit. Check this out right now. So one person is getting fed consumerism. So they think about how I can spend my money and become something else. You thinking about how I can become an entrepreneur and grow myself. But y'all best friends. So algorithms feed us a certain perspective that can lead us to think and believe and act a certain way. So when it comes to your children being distracted by this modern world, you may be trying to give them information that can help them and how you can connect and bond, but they distracted by the modern technology of the world. So you got to fight against all those algorithms, man. That can make a kid hate trying to be around you if they want. Like my son, we got a bond, dog. And I'm trying to, kick it with him, have fun or whatever. And he kind of egging me because he got a device in front of him. Only way I break that is if I talk about video games. If I talk about something like that, I can't bring up anything else for the most part and hold his attention unless I'm talking about video games, right? You see what I'm saying? These devices have our kids' attention. And so I'm about to end the show. No, I'm not. I'm only 35 minutes in, but I got a couple more points I'm gonna touch on because I done talked about. If you're just tuning in, I talked about what is Daddy Day, where it comes from, what can cause it to suck, and what can make kids hate it, man. So if you haven't caught it, just rewind the video, catch those couple topics. I'm gonna get this last topic and I'm gonna be up out of y'all ear because it is playoff Sunday. I know y'all want to watch them post-game shows, and I ain't trying to hold you too long, man. So just checking out this last thing right here. Now, I went on this website called teambuilding.com, and I'm gonna erase my head real quick. Teambuilding.com, right? So on teambuilding.com, I looked up some fun things you can do with your children to make Daddy Day fun. Some of the stuff I said was video games. Video games seem to most people seems like it's a dumb thing to do, a waste of time, but some of my intellectuals that I follow, such as a Dr. Boyce Watkins, he uses video games to talk about finance with his audience, people who are adults, right? You can talk about all these productive things out here and reach a certain demographic, but what about the people who just like to, sit in the barbershop and talk? They just like to play games all day or play basketball, hoop. There's different demographics, so there's nothing wrong with a video game. The same way you might like to go shopping, the same way you might like to do crossword puzzles. There are people out here like me, they like video games, right? And my children are into technology, so why not use a piece of technology to connect with my kids and have a nice Daddy Day? Another good idea for Daddy Day is one of my favorites is just old-fashioned conversation. Old-fashioned conversation. So don't underestimate a nice break from society and a nice sit down with your kids. One thing I value about being a father is the purposeful communication with the intent to teach as well as learn. And by that I mean I sit my children down and I just talk to them and I listen to what they say and respond appropriately. My daughter is going through something right now. I don't want to get too personal about it, but I was only understanding her perspective from the distance that's been created because of a certain situation I'm going through. And I was trying to analyze her and how she's feeling from my perspective. And then I had to stop and take time to sit down and listen to her from what she's going through. And here's what's crazy. Me and my daughter are together a lot. We're together a lot before this incident. But the incident caused us to separate. And over here, I'm thinking like my baby ain't gonna love me no more. We ain't gonna be as connected as we used to be. She's gonna be struggling and going through all this pain or whatever. I get with her last week, week before last, right? And we talking. Come to find out, she doing just fine when it comes to me and her. She's doing just fine. She misses me. She wants to talk to me more, and there's issues around that, but she's doing just fine. So I checked on her from her perspective. My perspective, I'm thinking she about to die. She going through it because my baby got a disconnection. But we text, we talk before without seeing each other and stuff like that. But she's doing just fine. So just plain old conversations with your kids to understand where they're going, what they're going through, or how they feeling from their shoes can help you understand how. So basically, my worry kind of dissipated. I still have some issues of concern, but the things I had originally are gone just through simple conversations. So I was able to communicate to her how I felt and what I'm dealing with. She listened and understood, and she was able to communicate with me what she going through, and I listened and understood, and now both our perspectives are changing. That's to me, that's Daddy Day for real. Getting to know your children and understanding them, that's a hellified Daddy Day. Anyway, teambuilding.com. They got some dope ones. The first one on here, I think is fire as hell, right? One of the things I like to do before I get into this dad lives thing right here is I like to do business building. I sit my kids down and have them create a business, like a product or a service, have them market it to me. Tell me the strengths. We do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, all that shit. I have them tell me who their target market is. Have them tell me where they're gonna sell it at, how much they're gonna sell it for, the competition and all that stuff. I can do ideas like that to keep my kids engaged on the business mindset and create that environment. My daughter, she wants to write a book. She wants to be an author. I got her actually writing a book. I can show you the paperwork. We're gonna write a book within 8 weeks. I found a program that we're gonna follow. We're gonna get her a book written and published within 8 weeks. So there's a lot of things I can do for Daddy Day. Team building. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. This dad lives things, right? It's creating certain documents and having you and your kid fill out together, right? So this dad lives. It says here. This is an example. Memories. The strongest memories I have of my father are when we used to blank, and you got verb underneath here. They got to put a verb in. When we used to blank together. So the strongest memories I have of my dad is when we used to run together. Every blank special occasion, he would sit me down in front of the blank. Now, give me a blank and point. So basically, you get it. You create these documents, and you have your kids fill it out and create this whole storyline by filling in the blanks that you want to see, and you read the story together. And you just have a good little time, man. So I think that's dope, man. That may work well for kids, like I say, between the ages of like maybe 7 to 10. You can do all that stuff, right? This or that. That's something else. This is a dope one right here. Digital Dad Day Bingo. So if your kids, living across from you or whatever from you, you can't really get to them. Like today, we got some inclement weather, and everybody in the city shut down because this city ain't used to getting weather like this, the stormy, the cold, icy roads and stuff. This is a good one right here, man. You can get on FaceTime, create a digital dad bingo day, and this is what's dope. Things that are on here. Look, so I'm explaining this. Digital Dad Bingo is a fun online team building game to play with coworkers first. To play with coworkers and whatever. First, send all meeting attendees a bingo card, then split participants into breaking rooms, or keep the main room as one big one, and encourage attendees to talk about their fathers. Players will mark boxes with the names of their coworkers who possess the kinds of fathers described. Staff members may relate more to one square. So basically, you playing bingo with characteristics of you as a dad. And here goes some of the characteristics. Military dad, prankster dad, that's me. Loud dad, that's definitely me. Coach dad, that's definitely me as well. Immigrant dad, but it could say ignorant dad because I be acting stupid sometimes, like I don't know. Quiet dad, that damn sure ain't me. Business owner dad, for sure. So this little creative ideas to put a twist on certain things that can help add a little spice to your daddy day if you ain't really creative like that. Just go to this site called teambuilding.com, and again, all the links for all of these ideas are in the descriptions tab that you can check out. So this is just a couple ideas that you can do for Daddy's Day. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and exit off this right quick. So Daddy's Day doesn't necessarily, and I'm gonna wrap this up in a second, doesn't necessarily have to suck all the time. I think it's very important that we as fathers not only analyze ourselves and what we can do to be a better parent, be a better father, and do all that nonsense. We gotta focus on the fun things as well, not just how to parent and be active in our kids' life on a father. Everything ain't gotta be serious all the time, right? Daddy's Day is very important with creating a bonding experience, creating memories, lasting memories. You know what I'm saying? It's a very good way to get to that soft spot. Listen, teenagers, right? My oldest son, like I said, he's getting kind of distant from me on an emotional level, but we always seem to bring it back with daddy time through video games. Daddy time, if it's done right, you can connect with those difficult teenagers that may be experiencing those teenage years and ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say, man. Is if you do it right. If you do it right, you got to be able to understand your children, meet them where they at, and be empathetic to what they going through, man. I love it because it creates bonding with my children. The memories, like I said in the beginning of the show, with my children here, I'm trying to pack their brain with as much information as I can, but I don't want to overdo it. A good way to ease that tension is to throw a little bit of fun up in the day, man. Anyway, man, I'm gonna wrap the show up. This for me was a good topic for me because, like I said, summer is about to be here in about 3 or 4 months. Me and my children, we already planning a big summer this year. I'm doing some amazing things with my kids. I don't give a damn how much it costs. I'm saving up for it now. I'm taking them places. Hopefully I can get my brother involved, get my nieces and nephews, because I want us all to get together and do some stuff with our kids and our nieces and nephews and all that. So that's gonna be a good thing, man. And so that kind of sparked the idea of talking about Daddy Day and the importance of it, how we can mess it up, how it can suck, but also how we can create a wonderful experience through that and have a positive, productive impact on our young shawty's lives, man. Anyway, man, if you want to help the show out, you can donate to the Cash App, SPMediaTV. I gotta get some overlays on there so y'all can see it on the screen, but it's $SPMediaTV. That's to donate to the show. I'll use that money because I'm gonna have guests on the show. I'm gonna upgrade equipment to where we're gonna be in different locations. I have a sponsored location as well. I will be revealing that officially when we get there. So I think in about 3 or 4 more episodes, we got the location, all that stuff locked down. That's why I'm gonna be having my shows when I have guests on it, which will be within the next month. So that money will go to paying for things like that, paying for gas and travel, for the guests. I don't want guests to just feel like they're coming to do a favor for me. I want to put something in their pocket so they can feel comfortable coming and spending time, wasting an hour of their life talking about this BS nonsense called the Father's Day show. If you want to donate to my Cash App personally, it's just my name, $AlvinPerson, ALVINPERSON, spelled person, not Pearson, not Pearson. Also, please, this is bigger than donating your money. Please follow the pages, subscribe to the pages, and share the content. We cannot grow without you. Again, we cannot grow without you sharing, liking, and following and commenting on the page. These platforms out here are getting tons of podcasts, tons of content, period. And to keep you seeing more of this content, you got to show these platforms that you actually care about the show. And by doing that, you share, you like, subscribe. That way the YouTubes and the Facebooks will see that the audience is engaging with the content we put out. Therefore, they will continue to support it by pushing our content out there. You ever wonder why the stuff you see on your home pages are there? It's because the people creating that content is supported by a community that feeds comments and likes and subscribes. So YouTube says, people enjoy this content, and we want to keep people engaged on our websites as much as possible. So we're gonna push the content that the audience seems to like. That way, we'll keep the audience members on our page as long as possible. So that's why we continue to say, please follow, like, and subscribe. That's why it's important. I never really heard somebody explain the why it's important. They just say like, follow, and subscribe. But the reasons why is because it shows the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the Twitches that we are important as a show. So that's very important. Support the show by following, liking, and subscribing. Go to Facebook, type in Father's Day Show. A little black and red emblem like this right here will pop up on your screen. That is the Father's Day Show page. Leave your comments, leave your show topics, talk about the show, share page, invite your friends to like the page as well. That's the way you can support the show. Also, go on YouTube, right? In the search bar, type in SPMediaTV. Click on the channel page up top. That's the channel page for all things SP Media. Click on the Father's Day playlist, and that's how you get all the content surrounding Father's Day. Again, it's snowing outside. It's cold. I might go outside with no socks and shoes on and just feel the ice on my feet like I did earlier when my car got stuck and I didn't feel like throwing no shoes on. I just went out there and just dug it out. Anyway, it's not just any day. It's Father's Day. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We out. Let's get it.